Hello, everyone, and welcome to another knitting podcast episode. Am I still going to call this podcast another knitting podcast? I don't know, but in any case, I have a new episode out. I want to talk about knitting today. Who would have thought? So I haven't yet edited the last episode, so I'm not exactly sure about what I discussed last time, but it has been a couple of days now, maybe 6, maybe 7. But yeah, I wanted to start off with my body and knitting. Like I said last time, I have been having issues. I've been having issues in terms of pain when it comes to knitting, and that was also the reason as to why I had to quit for like 1.5 years. But now I am actually doing it in a far more balanced way, and things have been going quite well actually. I do have to say though that I slept on not the regular pillow that I usually sleep on a couple of days ago, and I like strained my neck, so I had like, I don't know, some pain here, but I definitely knew that it was the pillow, because there's a difference between the pain that I've felt because of knitting and I've also once, I don't know how you call it in English, ik heb mijn nek verdekt. Well, I went all the way Dutch. I strained my neck. I've done that before by just like looking like this once. So I knew what it was, and it stayed for a couple of days, and now it's all good. But yeah, like I said, things have been way more balanced for me. Now I knit anywhere between 20 to 30 minutes at a time, and then I will take a break anywhere from 5 minutes where I'll just walk around, do some things, or just an entire hour, which has usually just been filled with either cooking or getting ready for my exchange, or just studying Japanese essentially. So it's mainly been just me 20 minutes of knitting, then 50 minutes of studying Japanese, and then alternating that. So I've been doing that for perhaps a week now, and things have been going very well. One thing that I really like about this as well is because I've really designated those 20 minutes, I'm very aware of my posture. So I'll sit up straight, I'll be knitting like this, making sure that I'm not straining my neck as much as I used to do. I also have like bad posture when I'm sitting down, because I've spent so much of my adult life just sitting down. But I'm just very focused on that, and I think that has helped as well. And also I've been doing push-ups every single day, anywhere between 10 or 15, which doesn't sound a lot, but it's a huge step for me even to start doing anything physical, since I haven't done much of anything physical in like 2 or 3 years. So I'm just very happy that I've now finally started taking the steps towards getting my body into shape again. That's like a whole other story, but I'm looking forward to be working out more. And working out isn't only for your body, it's also very good for your mental state. So it's like doing that for myself as well as for my knitting is something that I have found to be very motivating. And we'll just see how things go in the future. Also, I just wanted to mention the book properly, the book that I referred to last time about the ergonomics of hand knitting. So it's this book called Knitting Comfortably by Carson Demers, and I got this when I quit actually, but never really read it. But now I'm slowly making my way through it. There's a lot of information in here, so I'm I'm taking my time with that. But it's been very interesting learning about how much, pasta and even like the knitting tools that you have, how much that can have an impact on the comfort you experience when knitting. And it also challenges me as well, because I know there was this one section in the book that spoke about how us knitters, even though we're uncomfortable, will still continue knitting, because the joy of knitting kind of trumps the discomfort. And then that's also one of the reasons, that's kind of like how you, for instance, could end up with an injury. So I thought that was very interesting to notice that I was doing that myself. Also, as someone who is very good at just zoning in on something and forgetting about the rest of their world, that was something for me to really like, something that I actually took very much so to heart. And so when I'm knitting, even though I haven't reached my 20 minutes, I'll just kind of like ask myself, like, am I still okay? Is my body feeling okay? And if not, I'll just take a break or just stop for the rest of the day. So I think that it's everything with regards to, yeah, my body and knitting. Then what else? Moving on. I spoke about socks that I was knitting, a pair of socks, my first pair that I was trying to knit after a number of failures. And look at this! Look at this sock! I did it! I'm actually really, really happy that I finally kind of like got over that hurdle of like not being able to make socks. I think I've like cast on maybe 4 or 5 attempts at making a sock, and I finally got all the way, and it was so much fun. Like, I think socks are such a fun project to do, because like it's so tiny, you're able to finish it quite quickly, and also like you don't need that much yarn, and it leaves a lot of space to experiment. Of course, mostly around like the leg here, and then the front here mostly. So I think I will be knitting more socks in the future. Also, how I made these ones, I used one main video about sock knitting, and then I kind of like went around YouTube and watched a ton of other sock knitting videos just to see if I could get some tips and tricks. And one of the tricks that I got actually was, so basically here at the side you have, this is the heel flap, and then when you're knitting the gusset, you pick up stitches along the heel flap, and then you start decreasing, creating the gusset. And here at the start, like in the corner, there was a hole, there was just a hole here. And I was like, why am I getting this hole? Am I not following this instructions correctly? And then I watched another video, and they basically said to pick up an extra stitch in order to avoid such a hole. So it was very nice and very, how do you say it? Educative? Leerzaam. I learned a lot. It was a very nice experience. And yeah, like I said, I'm going to be doing this way more in the future. There's some things that I was lazy sometimes. Definitely my Kitchener's stitch wasn't that great. Here at the side here it looks kind of weirdish, but yeah, I don't know, I always get kind of confused when I'm making the Kitchener stitch. I'm just like, did I just do this needle like knitwise or purlwise, and then I'll like try and deduce what happened when I've like already pulled it tightly, and it's just not very great. I really just need to focus when I'm doing the Kitchener stitch. I think that's just the main thing, really, because often I'm just listening to something. So I think just in silence, I should take my time, not when I'm tired, and do it. Then, I didn't suffer from the one sock syndrome. Is that I heard about that before. Anyway, I already finished the second one. I did it. That's the second one I've done. Sorry, I'm screaming a bit, but I'm just really excited because I'm so happy with them. I'll try and insert a picture here how they look when I'm wearing them, because I haven't actually done that. Well, I have done that, but I did it in the evening yesterday, because that's actually when I finished the second sock, and it was dark, not really good quality. So I'm going to try and see if I can do that either today or tomorrow, and it should have been on the screen already for quite some time. Yeah, so I'm just very happy with these. These are the wool I used for them. I'll always just put them in the description box below, but I used onion. I thought I said last time 70% nettle and then 30% nylon, but I was wrong. It was 70% nettle and then 30% wool. But oh gosh, here I go again with the hearsay. I don't know why I keep messing up the specs on this yarn, but I'm at episode 7 now, whilst I'm editing this episode, and I can guarantee you that I have indeed improved over time. As for the specifications, this yarn is onion number 4. It is made out of 70% wool and 30% nettle fiber, and the color is brown, and it has the number 803, and I used 3mm needles for this project. Yeah, I just also love the fabric, I love the color, and I'm looking forward to making a new one. I actually got the dark green color of onion as well, and I figured out a knitting pattern for a new pair of socks that I would like to try and make. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon, within a month, I think. So stay tuned for that. So, first pair of socks, an update on the Dorotha Vest. I've started knitting again. This is a vest that has been the bane of my knitting existence for quite some time. I picked stitches up, and I'm just going to try and do it again. I've found somehow some motivation to continue with it. So that's what's going to happen with this one. So I'm going to try and see if I can at least do the front this week, and then maybe I'll do the back next week, and then just the collar as well, and then it's done, and I don't have to ever think about it ever again, because it's just such a waste. Because I mean, look how much I've knit from this, so much work went into this, and I don't want to give up on it. So yeah, that's the update there. So aside from that, I actually started 2 new knitting projects. So the first one is because I'm pretty sure last episode I said that I was going to quit that red and black sweater, and I'm just gonna, I don't know, start over, do something else. Yeah, I replaced that collar work project with a new one, and these are actually mittens, and look at how cute it is. So it is a bit tight, at the moment. So I don't know, like I didn't do like a gauge, so that's a bit unfortunate. But so well, I mean, it still fits, right? As for now, like it fits. So, but maybe it'll like grow slightly when I like block it in the end. Anyway, this is a Japanese pattern that I got from a Japanese knitting book. I'll just show a picture of it here. And yeah, I just thought, you know what, maybe I should just practice a bit more with color work before I start working on an entire sweater. So, you know, maybe why not just try out like these mittens? So yeah, that's kind of like the reasoning behind this project. And it's been fun. I've made a couple of mistakes, so I've had to like take out a couple of rows, but it's been a really fun experience, and I just really love the pattern. I just think it's really cute. So yeah, it's fun. I've already thought up a pattern, a color pattern of myself that I would like to make. Also, I'm using like the same like onion yarn that I used for the socks, because yeah, I got two, like 100 grams of this color, 100 grams of broken white, and then 100 grams of this color. So this color's basically finished. I only have like two tiny balls of yarn of those, and then hopefully I'll be able to finish these with some mittens. So yeah, like I said, I've already thought up a pattern by myself, and yeah, that will be a project for like in the far future, because like I said, I've also started another project because I wanted something that I could knit up a bit faster than than these, because like I'm using 2.5 millimeter needles on this one, and I used 3 millimeters on this one. So I was like, why not use bigger needles? So I'm using 3.5 and 4 for this project right here, which isn't much of an upgrade, granted, but it's still something. I don't want to make too much noise, so I'll slowly put it on the table. Okay, yeah. So this at the moment is just a collar, but oh no, speaking about collars. Oh, I really don't like when that happens, and then I have to edit, and then I can see that it's just this one thing here. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. So this is a collar right now, but it's actually going to be a vest, and I'm going to be designing it myself because I really do like vests, and I just want to try and like come up with something myself. So I've basically just picked out things, like techniques that I've learned over that very like intense, maybe was it like half a year or a year of knitting on YouTube. I think it was like just a couple of months, and also like from my experience from like several years before that, and like see what I can make with like with this yarn. So I have like a bunch of balls. Yes, I have a bunch of these of this color. So I was like, you know what? Let's just try and make a vest and see how it goes, because I've knit vests before, like for instance this one, and then not like this is how would I call it, my favorite things vest. Yeah, I knit this I knit it in this color. It's vest number 1, I believe. I knit it in purple, and I also knit it in a like kind of like, I don't know, olive lime green. And I've tried myself making a vest before, and I ended up not finishing it. and this time I want to try and finish it. So there's going to be a bit of cable work. I thought of the construction myself. I'm starting off with the collar, and then I don't know, like kind of like, I don't know if I could call it raglan, but like I'm gonna try and do some increases and some cable works on the shoulders and on the sides, and just see how it will go. But yeah, I'm just very excited for it. Especially, well, I love vests. I really do love vests. I mean, this is, I'm still knitting one from Gregoria Fibers, but I also just love this color. Like, I'm not a fan of drops, like drops yarn. Basically, I got a lot of their yarn at some point, and then I remember someone pointing out how they're kind of like shady business. So I was like, okay, well, that kind of sucks. So yeah, I've basically just stopped buying from them, and I'm just gonna use up the yarn that I have from them. But yeah, I think that's everything for today's episode. I looked at one of my other knitting podcast episodes, and I spoke for an entire hour, and I'm now thinking like, how did I even do that? Because I think this is going to be like max 20 minutes or so, but it was a different period. I was a different Seji. But in any case, that is everything for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you soon in another episode of this knitting podcast. Cheers!